Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown.
Hey, I'm Isaac over at Reboot. We're going to give you the Reboot Tech Tip this week. I kind of wanted to change things up a little bit and talk about identity theft and technology. There's all kinds of scams going on where that's concerned. A couple of them are, let's say you go to an ATM, you've really got to look at the ATM before you put your card in there. There can be an adapter on the ATM. When you swipe your card, it'll get your card number. There can also be a camera where you punch in your number. It's kind of stuck up under, usually there's a little ledge there, and they stick it up under there. So not only do they get your card number, but they get your PIN number. They can do that at the gas station too. That's a possibility. Another big one is mail. You know, people can come and get in your mail. I actually will not, that I can think of anyway, ever mail anything from my mailbox anymore. Actually take it to the post office. I have a post office box for important mail, so nobody can get to it except for me. Stuff like that. Another one is on your computers. If you're doing online banking, you want to have antivirus. You want to have a what's it called? It's like a browser add-on. The best browser add-on that I know of, and it's actually made by IBM. It's called Trusteer Rapport. Trusteer is Trusteer. Rapport is Rapport. It's a little add-on. It's a program that gets installed and it goes on your browser, and then it protects your browser when you're doing online banking from viruses and hackers and all that stuff. That's a good one. Actually, locally, Synovus Bank will recommend it. Pretty much any time that you go on their online banking site, if you don't have it installed, it'll pop up and say, hey, you should try it and install this. I highly recommend that. That's a good one. And then the other thing about having antivirus protection, there's certain viruses that can get on your computer. There's one called a keylogger. And what that thing does, it actually logs every time you hit the keyboard, it goes into this little log and then it sends it to some guy somewhere. Now I will say, it takes a lot to kind of sift through that data, and most people are not going to have that particular virus. But if you're a business, and particularly if your business makes a lot of money, you definitely want to have good antivirus protection for that reason. The other thing you can do too that I actually do is you can get one of those ID theft services. I use one called ID Shield, and I think I might pay $20 a month or something like that, and it actually protects my whole family. So if my ID is stolen, not only, I think they pay up to like $1 million, so if up to $1 million gets stolen from me, the ID Shield company will pay that back to me. One thing that they guarantee also is they will find whoever it is and make sure that they get prosecuted. And so to me, the $20 a month is way worth it. I actually had somebody get a hold of one of my kids' social security numbers and file a fake tax return on one of my kids, actually my youngest kid. And so that kind of sparked me to go ahead and get the ID Shield. Just so I don't have to worry about it anymore. ID theft is becoming more and more common. I had a customer tell me the other day that somebody had taken out some credit cards on them. We've had customers that'll give out credit card numbers to hackers, and then they'll drain their account. All that stuff. So with that part being said, also on your computer, a lot of times what'll pop up, let's say you'll be on a website and then something will automatically pop up, or you'll click on something and something will pop up and it'll say something like, this is Microsoft, your computer has been hacked, call this number and we'll help you fix it. Do not call that number. Don't do it. Those people are scammers. They scam people like crazy. That number is not ever Microsoft. And then another one is Microsoft may call you. They're like, hey, we noticed your computer's messed up or whatever, we need to fix it. Microsoft is not ever going to call you. That's not how they work. Do not give those people the time of day. Just hang up on them. There's actually been, if especially if you own a big business and you've got a real problem with it, there are some companies out there that can help with that particular kind of thing. There's one out of Athens that actually works with the FBI, and they can trace these people, and the FBI goes after them. There's another guy that I know that's hacker certified, government certified, or whatever, and he can help trace things like that, and then send the police after them also. So if you think you've got a big problem with it, companies like that are a great idea. Also, one other thing, and then I'll be quiet. If you are scared that you may, be susceptible to hackers or whatever, there's devices that you can install on your network. There's a firewall device that actually tracks everything coming in and out of your network. It'll stop suspicious stuff. This firewall device, it gets updated all the time. And then if you pay a little extra, you can actually have somebody manage it for you. And then, anytime anything happens and they get sent an email or they get a red flag or whatever it may be, and it can stop hackers. So those things are a little bit expensive, but compared to what can be stolen from you, a lot of times it's worth it. But anyway, that's it. Just stay safe on your computer. I always tell everybody, don't go anywhere crazy. If you're not sure about the website you're going to, don't go there. If you're not sure about an email that somebody sends you, don't open it. But anyway, that's it for this week. Isaac giving you the Reboot Tech Tip.
You're watching Walton Entertainment. So we're out at Babyland General, and this is in Cleveland, Georgia, which is not far from Helen. We're going to see what we can find to do today on a back road treasure that takes you out amongst the mountains. I think the clouds have cleared up a little bit, so we're going to go out and see if we can find some fun stuff and give you maybe a picturesque look of what we're going to find today here in Cleveland and in Helen. Babyland General Hospital is the birthplace of Cabbage Patch Dolls located in Cleveland, Georgia. Xavier Roberts converted an old clinic into a facility which now sells his dolls, originally called Little People. The facility is presented as a birthing, nursery, and adoption center for premium Cabbage Patch kids. Since those days, the Babyland General Hospital has moved into their $2.5 million location here in Cleveland, Georgia.
And my feet don't touch the floor, but that's nothing unusual. But this is a cool cabbage chair, is it not? It's cool.
And this is Mildred, the second original Cabbage Patch Kid, adopted May 28, 1977. So we're inside Babyland right now. This is amazing. Look, these things are going up and down here. Cabbage right here. Hello there. How are you?
Welcome to Babyland General Hospital. I'm Dr. Caleb,
Nurse Jana.
and we're going to be assisting Mother Cabbage in this delivery. Now understand that this is a Planned Parenthood. Is it Caroline? Yep. Okay, well let's give her a hand because she's actually already adopted this baby.
Congratulations, Caroline.
Okay, and let's check and see. Mother Cabbage is dilated a full 10 leaves, which is normal for a cabbage delivery. Now the way that we know that Mother Cabbage is in labor are when the crystals at the base of the tree begin to glow. And you see the bunny bees up above us? They sprinkle their magic pollen, and that determines if we're going to have a boy or a girl. Now what were you hoping for? A girl? Okay, well we're going to do a quick sonogram. Okay. It does look like we have a happy baby. What do you think, Nurse Chanda?
I think you're going to have a baby girl.
Yeah. Okay. Now one of the first things we like to give Mother Cabbage is a large dose of amoxicillin. Now this is just going to help keep her relaxed before and after the delivery. Now we also like to give Mother Cabbage a large dose of TLC. Now, do you know what TLC stands for? Tender Loving Care is right. see that?
I see hair.
Yeah, we see hair, which means that our interns remembered to fertilize the patch last night. Which also means that the head is coming first, which is good. If it were feet first, it would be a branch delivery. We could be here all day. And now I do see blonde hair and blue eyes. That was what you were hoping for, right? Yeah. Okay. Now can I get y'all all to help out Caroline and Mother Cabbage? And on the count of 3, yell push as loud as you can. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Push!
Y'all can do better than that. 1, 2, 3.
Push!
Good job.
There she is.
Good girl. Wrap her up. Now, like I said, our interns did remember to fertilize the patch last night. That's how she was going with her hair. She does have big blue eyes and an outie belly button. I'll show y'all one more thing, but y'all try not to laugh. You'll notice that she does have the Xavier Roberts birthmark. Let's cover her up. I think she's starting to blush. Okay. Now, before we can take her back to the nursery, do you want to tell everybody what you're going to name her? Ella May?
Ella May. She sounds like she's going to be a princess when she grows up.
We're going to take her back over here to the nursery and you can watch us give her a checkup and everything. Well, let's give both of them a round of applause.
They're getting ready for their spring event here in Cabbage Patch World, I like to call it, here in Cleveland. The balloons, people are decorating the room. This time next week, this place will be packed. People coming to see the Cabbage Patch Kids and all the magic that happens right here.
With so much excitement and entertainment at Babyland, we had to jump in the car for the rest of the relaxing afternoon in downtown Helen.
So we've left Babyland and we're now in Helen, where the festivities and fun people and the spirits are high. There's a raging river behind me. We'll look at that too. All the beautiful stuff in Helen. We hope we can capture every single bit of it on our back road treasure today. Because this is what it's about, getting out, taking those back roads and finding something fun to do. Okay, so we're down by the river now, and you know, you never know what you're going to see when you're somewhere like Helen, but you don't expect to see a snake just sitting on the rocks right close to a little cafe. Amazing stuff, looking at that snake. Wouldn't have known that snake was there if somebody hadn't said, hey, you see the snake there? I look down, boom, there's a snake. Crazy stuff. That's what you see when you take the back roads. You don't expect it in Helen. So you can't come to Helen without coming to the fudge shop. Candy apples, caramel apples, we're gonna check this out.
Well, we're a fudge shop and we've been here since '77. The owner that opened this was an old Heidelberg band and he played that baritone that's hanging up on that wall over there. We specialize in fudge and we make our caramel from scratch. It's the best caramel you'll ever taste.
They always have some great music in Helen. There's some bar over there where people are getting drunk. We're not doing that right now. But hey, we're going into the winery. There's going to be some wine in here. And I hope so. So let's go do that.
Look at you, 2 minute pour. Very good. We have something for everybody.
Okay, now you have your raspberry on the left and your muscadoo on the right. Muscadine is actually indigenous to Georgia in the southern region. It is a kind of a sweeter grape. It actually is comes from the vineyard, Fox Vineyard from Social Circle. It was probably one of the first wineries opened up in Georgia. It is 2.5 hours south from here.
That's fine, take a picture of the beer. Just don't include me in it. Tell me when I'm done. I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Okay.
Thank you.
Is that Santana?
Yes.
I think it is. It's kind of groovy here in Helen. Stopped off at the cafe, got a delicious Miller Lite, and it's actually Miller Lite. A lot of times you get a Miller Lite glass and you got Budweiser in it, but not here, buddy. It's all original. So we went to Cleveland today to Babyland, and we went out here to Helen. We had a lot of fun, found a lot of great people, a lot of great sweets, great entertainment, great beer, had a great time. I encourage you to take a day off, take the weekend off, take the back roads and find the treasures. I did today and I had a great time. Till the next time, I'm Daryl D.
We're right in the middle of summer, and that means it's time to get those portraits done. Summer portraits are so wonderful for families and for individuals. Whether it just be you or your family, it's time to book that summer photo session. Let me turn your summer moments into portrait art. Contact me today at 770-656-5794 or check me out on the web at darylproductions.com.
This afternoon on Feed the Goats, we're going to feed them watermelon rind. Now, if you just put the rind down there, they will not eat it because they don't have upper teeth. They just have lower teeth, so they can't bite out a chunk of it. But if you cut it into individual bite-sized pieces, they will just eat it right up. And they also like carrots. When you prepare the carrots, they love the carrot pieces. So let's feed the goats. Definitely bite-sized. Beth loves bite-sized. And we got some carrots here. You like carrots too, don't you, girl? Yeah. Loves carrots. Come here. You don't need to butt the other ones away. There's plenty for you and everybody else. As you can see, Beth's pretty much garbage disposal. You don't have any waste around with her. Come here, Beth. Okay, now, again, we've got to cut the watermelon rind into bite-sized pieces, and she'll just eat it up. But if you leave the whole rind down there, they just can't bite it with their teeth. So not having upper teeth kind of gets bad. Of course, we got some, my kin folks can relate to that. They've got dentures, so they take them out, they don't have any upper teeth. But goats are born without upper teeth. They just have their lower teeth. So you have to do it bite-sized.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
Here we are at the National Guard Armory in Covington, Georgia. It's been transformed into a circus, and that looks like a lot of fun for a lot of people. Tell us what brings the circus out here to Covington at the Armory today. What's this about?
Well, it's a circus. It has lions, tigers, elephants, camels, horses, dogs. It's a great family-owned and operated show, and we've been doing it for the last 25 years, and I think we're pretty good at it.
How did your family get into this?
I'm not really sure. I don't go back 5 generations, but all I can say is I do it, my sister does it, my dad does it, his dad did it, my mom's dad did it. It's basically circus generations go back to tens. Not mine in general, but circus goes back a long time.
What do you do actually in the circus?
I work the lions and tigers.
Do they seem to be friendly?
Well, they're friendly to me. You have to be aware of what they are. They are a lion and they are a tiger, but they also are like humans and they are capable of feelings and compassion.
So what brings the family out today?
It's a great circus. It's a lot of fun. It's local, and they've got a little bit of everything. They're wonderful.
Is this the first time you've come to the circus here?
It's the first time for my youngest. I brought my older 3 out here too last year.
So this is something you like doing here locally?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
You see the plane and you don't quite get the sense of what it's like when you see it static, but when you see it fly and you actually can get in the aircraft and sense that there's it's not like a modern 747 or something like that where it's a sealed aircraft. It's completely open. It's nothing between you and the outside except a thin layer of aluminum. So we just want people to realize that these guys went through pretty horrible conditions. People shooting at them, flak going off. Freezing temperatures. I mean, at altitudes of 25, 30,000 feet, it could be anywhere from -30 to -60 degrees. So all they had is just electrically heated suits to keep them warm. And if those went out, it was pretty miserable conditions.
First off, my name is Ray Fowler. I'm the Liberty Foundation Chief Pilot. Thank you. This is a great turnout. This is the first stop of our 2013 season with the Memphis Belle, and I see some familiar faces that flew with us last time we're out here, which is great.
gunnery instructor at Tyndall Field at Panama City, and I instructed the B-24, but the B-24 was in such demand because it would haul more bombs and was a little faster, etc. So we used B-17s to train the students, and so that's how I flew on the B-17.
Well, of course, the first invasion I made was Sicily with the British. That was exciting. We got hit there pretty good. The next one was D-Day, and the next one was southern France. And then 30 days later, we went into Holland.
Saturday, the International Horse Park in Conyers was transformed into a running paradise, ending in a mud pit. Scott from Lifestyle Sports Marketing tells us more.
This is our second year here in Conyers. Happy to be back. And last year was a great event. Had a lot of people coming out and getting down and dirty. And seems like we have a really good turnout again this year. So we're looking forward to getting started.
Not only are you running a 5 or 10K on uphills and downhills and straightaways, but you've got the obstacle course, and you've got the Marines that are telling you and pushing you to go through this. You've got a climbing wall, you've got Slippery Mountain, which is one of the favorites at this particular run, and then you've got that mud at the end that you got to crawl on your belly and get down and dirty.
What do you think about the mud? Tell us, are you getting ready for this big mud run?
Yes, we are. We're prepared. We're ready to go.
You're going to get your pumpkin wet.
That's okay.
Tell us about that race. How was that mud in there?
Oh, it's cold.
Was that your first mud run? Or?
No, I've done this before. That's why I keep coming back. It's so much fun.
What was the toughest part?
Well, the obstacles, because I'm usually a runner triathlete, and those obstacles, I mean, they were tough towards the end. At first, they were, it was all right. Then you're really using every muscle in your body. It's phenomenal.
What was great about that, or what was not great?
I'll tell you what, I did the 5K last year, and I thought it was a pretty easy course. The Down and Dirty really did a good job of stepping it up. That was hard. It was fun. I'll be back next year.
All the way through, just like that. What a day it's been out in Conyers, Georgia, the International Horse Park. We're out here and it's the Get Down and Dirty Mud Run. It's been great. The folks here getting dirty, having a good time on a weekend.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
Well, we bought the farm in 1983, and it was cotton land at the time, and we planted every tree, every pecan tree, every peach tree, every blueberry bush since that time, a little bit each year, until it's at the stage it is today. We have purchased some additional land across Old Mill Road, which we're going to expand the orchard this winter. We grow 5 varieties of peaches here in the orchard. We start off with Harvester, which is what these peaches are right here. Then we go into Red Haven, Red Globe, Fire Prince, and Contender. The last 3 are Freestone, which they come in about the 4th of July. These are semi-free. We have about 12 to 1,300 trees here, and they're interplanted with pecan trees. We also grow a large amount of tomatoes and blueberries. lot of people ask us if they can pick peaches. We do not allow the people to pick peaches. We pick them ourselves. Number one, we do not want to assume the liability of anybody getting hurt in the orchard. Number two, it is inefficient for the grower to let people pick because there's a lot more waste than we can absorb. The pickers are very experienced and they know what they're doing, and we pick the trees 3 times. The first picking is difficult, the second picking is the most plentiful, and the third picking is basically cleaning up what's left. We let them size till we get them to about a 2.5-inch peach. If people want to come out and look at the trees, we take them out individually and show them to them, but we do not let them pick their own.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Through the Camera. I'm photographer Daryl Everidge. I want you to join me as we visit people, places, and things. And we see it all through the camera.
So this week, I pack up the camera and head out to our backyard, right here in Covington. I'm headed out to the Call to Action Camporee. It's happening at Burt Adams Scout Reservation right here in town. Boy Scouts from all over the region are coming in to have a great weekend of camping and fun.
It's the Atlanta Area Council event. The boys that are here today are here for a program that we put together. We've been working on it for about a year now. And the term call to action, this comes from us having various events, getting boys totally engaged in the action of scouting. We have 7 different distinct areas that the boys are operating in today, and everything from human foosball to we have model rockets in camp here, and as you can see behind me, we've got an arena show going on, and lots of kids live down here. I have about 1,100 boys and about 250 to 300 adult volunteers, so we've got a pretty good sized crew here today. We're excited.
The day was filled with fun stuff: zip lines, watercraft, rock climbing, tomahawk throwing. The whole day was just full of activities for all the Boy Scouts to enjoy and have fun outdoors. There was even some fun stuff going on stage.
We got the ESPN camera up front, ready to rock and roll. This is going to be on Sports Center next Thursday at 10 o'clock. Probably not, but we'll see what happens. All right, it's on 0. On your mark, get set, go! Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Couple of clouds in the sky, but no rain to put a damper on this regional campout. It's held every 3 years, and it takes a steering committee with 13 service teams to plan, organize, and stage the event. You did a great job this year, guys. Glad I could be a part of it. And now let's take a look back at today through the camera with our photo album.
Thanks for joining me for another edition of Through the Camera.
We love to visit people, places, and things, so we hope you'll join us each time we do this. Until next time, I'm reminding you to grab your family, grab the camera, and grab some memories.
We're right in the middle of summer, and that means it's time to get those portraits done. Summer portraits are so wonderful for families and for individuals. Whether it just be you or your family, it's time to book that summer photo session. Let me turn your summer moments into portrait art. Contact me today at 770-656-5794 or check me out on the web at darylproductions.com.
And today, I pack up the camera and I head out to the Charlie Elliott Wildlife Center on Highway 11, 3 miles outside of Mansfield, Georgia. We meet up with some very interesting people. One like Jeff East, for instance, the shooting sports coordinator for the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. He tells us all about the great things about archery and bringing it back in school.
We have a program that is called NASP, which is National Archery in Schools Program. We are offering this program to all public schools. The program starts with 4th grade and goes all the way through high school. If the school decides to take this program on at no cost, the Wildlife Resource Division will come out and we will train your educators to become certified archery instructors. They can then take their teams and compete against other school teams that are inside the state.
The Charlie Elliott Wildlife Center is located on 6,400 acres of natural wildlife beauty. You've got to see it to believe it. It is managed by the Georgia Department of Natural Resources and offers a variety of activities and programs through the year for children and adults alike. It's worth the trip. It's easy to find in Mansfield off Highway 11.
So I'm Allie Lessner with the Georgia Reptile Society, and this is a gray rat snake I have here. You know, gray rat snakes are completely harmless. A lot of people think that these guys look like water moccasins and cottonmouths, but they really have very kind faces and they're really quite harmless. So it's really important for us to introduce kids to snakes at a young age and teach them the importance of protecting these snakes to control our rat populations so that we can keep harmless ones like this guy, you know, safe from those people that think the only good snake is a dead snake.
So many awesome folks out there and so much fun. Had a great time at the Charlie Elliott Wildlife Center, 3 miles outside of Mansfield, Georgia on Highway 11. And now let's look back and thumb through the photo album for today.
I enjoyed it. My wife particularly liked the hummingbird exhibit, and me personally, I like the bird of prey exhibit.
Like shooting the bows and just doing all the stuff, and it's real fun. And that's pretty much all.
And it's close.
Say it's close by.
It's not that far.
Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Through the Camera. I invite you to come along with me each week as we visit people, places, and things, reminding you this weekend to get the family, grab the camera, and grab some memories. Okay, so the night's over. We've left the luxurious Super 8 motel accommodations, and we're out here at the Okefenokee checking into the cabin. It's going to be a week-long fun tour of what we can find out in this natural forest. Amazing stuff, we hope. Just watch and see what we can come across here at the Okefenokee. Out on the Wilderness Trail right now at the Okefenokee, as we walk, we can all see that this is where people come out to look at wild nature. Nature is wild, and that's what we're amongst today. Hopefully we can find something out of the ordinary.
Sitting in the middle of the Okefenokee, and I have us parked on a peat battery. And do you guys know what Okefenokee means? Okay.
I've been wondering that.
Alright, so the bottom of the swamp floor is covered with what we call peat. And it's just a collection of decaying vegetation that settles down to the bottom. It's being broken down by microbes and bacteria, and methane gas is released in the process. So over time you get enough pressure from all that methane that it forces the peat to break loose from the bottom, and it forces it to pop up to the surface. So that's what happened over here. And when it's created a platform for grasses and other vegetation to colonize on it and take root. Once it's completely covered with grasses like this one is, we call it a peat battery, because in the Civil War, soldiers could hydrate their ammunition deep down in that tall grass. They could float the whole thing downriver and move it from location to location. And when the Indians were here, they figured out they could walk across these thick floating mats of peat. And when they did that, it would move underneath their feet. They called it Okefenokee, or Land of the Trembling Earth. So y'all see it moving?
Looks pretty strong.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you can walk across that. Asked a friend in school what she wanted to be, and she said park ranger. I kind of went like, ooh, really? Why? I wanted to be a vet growing up, and I took freshman chemistry in college and realized no vet school was ever going to admit me into their program. So I looked at the list of majors Georgia had to offer, and all the way at the bottom down there next to women's studies was wildlife. That's what I want to study. That's what I want to do.
Wow, it's been a fantastic day today. Let's take a look back through the photo album. Thanks for coming along this week as we visited the Okefenokee Swamp. Special thanks to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources for all their help in making this segment this week. Thanks, guys. I'm reminding you as your photographer, Darrell Everidge, this week, grab the family, grab a camera, and go out there and grab some memories.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
In the heat of night.
It's been more than 20 years since In the Heat of the Night has aired on national television. Since that time, the fans have stayed true to the reruns, and they still love those stars. Recently, a few of the stars from the television hit series showed up in Covington for the 2015 In the Heat of the Night reunion.
In the heat.
Well, they used to shop in Bruno's, and it was a grocery store we used to have here in Conyers, actually. And the cast, I mean, they just acted like they were anybody else, and then ate everywhere and went to Blockbuster and went to the bars. And my dad like had drinks with Bubba and them, and Parker and them were all in Blockbuster one night. And so yeah, they used to shop in late at night when nobody was there. So yeah.
Deflated. It's just totally deflated.
Come on, just like you're spoken like a good DA.
To live here is like a home away from home for almost 7 years, 9 months out of the year. You live here, get to know the people, get to know the region, and it's just like home.
2 years after the show ended here in '94, so it would be '96. I just fell in love with this area and all the people, and everybody was so kind and genuine. And I had looked while we were filming for a home here, and I just never found the right one with the right floor plan and what have you. And so after the show in '96, I purchased a lot and had a house built here. And then at one of the reunions, we were doing a video for Carol. And so all the cast members, we got to, say a little hello to Carol. And of course I broke down in tears, and I told him about my house, and I said I call it the house that Carol built.
I'm Randall Franks. I was Officer Randy Good on TV's In the Heat of the Night. Covington, the 5 years that I spent here, it became another home to me. The people who lived in the city, the people that we interacted with in the businesses, they became extended family. So every time I get a chance to visit Covington, it's like coming home. I walked out on the street this morning and I thought, well, I felt at home. I was looking to see some of the old friends that we worked with so much. I thought, well, we must be shooting another episode just for a brief moment, because it's so real, even 20 years later.
Heat was very popular, just like Vampire Diaries is now, and what we were seeing in the Welcome Center is a lot of the fans that were coming in for the Vampire Diaries tours, when they had their parents or grandparents, they realized, oh, Heat was filmed here too. We saw the crossover with the market, so we started trying to cultivate and find the fan groups for In the Heat of the Night, and we've been working on this for about 2 years. We contacted Alan, and he was filming his movie, and he said, when I'm done, we'll come back. So that's kind of what got the ball rolling. So as soon as Alan called and said October 10th, we communicated with the rest of the cast, and they were anxious to come back. So we're hoping that this is the beginning of reinvigorating the love for that show that a lot of people still have, because it's good, it's wholesome, and a lot of people have a lot of fond memories of that. So between Vampire Diaries and Now We're Sparta, so the new slogan is, when the sun set on Sparta, the moon rose over Mystic Falls. So welcome to Hollywood of the South.
This whole thing, I didn't realize how emotional it would be. And I think we all are responding like that. I've been just tearing up all morning. And I'm looking at that picture now with Carol O'Connor and Howard and Hugh, and you can't get any better than that.
Hi, I'm Maureen Dowdell, and I played Tracy Boggs and Lydia Kinsey on the television series In the Heat of the Night. And Covington is my second home. I have to tell you, one of the greatest things about my experience here when I was shooting the show was meeting the people and being brought into the warmth of the community. It's close to my heart. My friends are here. I come back probably every year because I love Covington. And so I just want to thank all the fans and everybody who has kept the show alive through Sparta, Mississippi, Covington, Georgia.
It was an interesting ride coming down this morning from Atlanta. I came down here so many times to work on Heat of the Night, playing D.A. Darnell. Feels great to be back. Covington is beautiful as ever, and I did the show earlier in my acting career, and it probably brought me so many opportunities that set me on a path of where I am right now, which is fortunately a still working actor in Georgia and all over the Southeast.
Why do you think this show has lived so long after its original run?
Well, I think there's several things. I think it's something that the whole family can watch together, which is kind of an unusual thing nowadays with what's being produced. And so I think that kind of makes it a little bit special. And the storylines, we always tried to talk about meaningful things. We had some fun with it. You know, there was some humor in the show, but again, we tried to broach subjects that were people could relate to.
This is a horse farm, and we've been here for 15 years, and we built it. We cleared the land, and we had the barn built from the trees on the property, and they were milled here. And we chose Oxford because we had family living in Oxford. Horses are beautiful, and I've ridden all my life, and I wanted to have a horse farm, and it just became a dream and a passion of ours. Hi, baby. We love teaching children. Teaching children is something that we love to do. We love to start them right. We like to teach them everything about horses and horsemanship. And we enjoy it very much, and we love to see the children grow, gain confidence, get better, and be just happy. We do teach the children how to clean tack. It's a very important part of horsemanship and taking care of equipment. So they're taught how to clean tack, take care of it, and put it up properly. Well, one of the horses that we have here is a former racehorse. He's an off-the-track, rehabilitated racehorse learning to become a show horse. So he is here in training, and we ride him and work him on a regular basis, and we work with the owner to bring them up to a show standard that we want this horse to be in. So he's getting conditioned and worked and trained on a regular basis. So we have the chickens because many years ago it was one of the boys' FFA projects, and he wanted to buy chickens, raise them up to being hens to lay eggs and sell the eggs. So we've been doing that for 4 years. Oh, I haven't bought a store-bought egg in 4 years. We eat eggs a lot. We use them in cooking, have them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and many of our friends also enjoy farm fresh eggs.